Welcome back to Mediaweek. Let's take a look now at the ratings for week 13 of free-to-air. As you can see there, Resurrection coming in on Network 7 up the top, followed by The Block, and then My Kitchen Rules taking out other spots.
Yeah, look, old favourites have been there every week this year so far. The Block ends next week, the first series this year. My Kitchen Rules, we're down to the last 5, so it hasn't got long to go.
And over the page, we can see that My Kitchen Rules again. The Block 9 News Sunday coming in at number 8, and The Block and 7 News wrapping things up. And if we go now at pay TV ratings, subscription TV, we can see that, as usual, sports dominating there. The NRL up the top, the Bulldogs versus the Storm, followed by AFL matches and NRL again at number 5. So it's a sports play for pay TV. If we look at the non-sports programs, though, Selling Houses, Simpsons, Top Gear, Family Guy, and The Real Housewives.
Housewives hanging in there in the top 5. Yeah, I think Foxtel's quite happy with this performance.
Yeah, they starred at the Astra Awards as well, wrestling The Real Housewives of Melbourne. Well, James, let's talk a bit about TV award ceremonies. We've got the Logies coming up. What are you expecting here?
Yep. It's interesting. Foxtel's had 7 nominations. The good news is Sky News is up for 1 for their coverage of the leadership spill last year. ABC has done very well in they have 2 categories, outstanding and popular. In the outstanding, which is the industry awards for excellence, if you like, they had 21 nominations, the ABC, compared to, I think, 9, and the free-to-air's got about 5 or 6 each, so big tip of the hat there to the ABC. And in the popular awards, the big one's all about the gold Logie, so it's Andy Lee, Scott Cam, Asher Keddy, the nominees, Carrie Bickmore and Essie Davis from Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries. So,
and what's your tip for the gold Logie? Who would you
You've got to think Andy Lee or Scott Cam. You know, it could be going to Channel 9.
Okay, heard it here first on Mediaweek. Now, what about the kids? The Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards were held last week.
Yeah, last week. Showed on the Nickelodeon. Yeah, look, a guy called Cody Simpson. I think he's actually, if he's not the most followed Australian on Twitter, he's up there pretty close. 6.5 million Twitter followers. But look, not a mainstream media name. He'd probably walk past you in the street, you wouldn't recognise Cody Simpson. And I think he's won a Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award for about last 5 years in a row. So he's a big deal amongst that demo. So yeah, he was the Aussie winner there.
Now, Network 10 has commissioned a 2nd season, Recipes to Riches.
Yeah, look, the announcement, I think, came out on April 1, so we think they're fair income. I don't think it was an April Fool's
game. So it's not...
Yeah, no, they did it. The show did reasonably well last year, and look, Woolworths loved it because it's sort of almost brand-funded program, if you like. So they searched for an ultimate product that goes out. I think it was Chocorn won last year, or Chocorn, which is basically chocolate popcorn, and it's actually gone out into the stores this week. So if you want to sample some of that, head to your Woolworths this weekend. And
just lastly, James, Ian Frickberg, who passed away last week.
Yeah,
lots of tributes.
Very sad news. Yeah, look, lots of people, all the industry executives knew him very well, all the CEOs, you know, paid him lots of tributes. He was a journalist, a TV producer, and look, and then really made a mark in the world of sports rights. Yeah, you know, Super League, Super Rugby. There was barely an Olympics negotiation he wasn't part of.
So a TV stalwart who will be missed.
Yeah,
James,
absolutely.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Nigel.
Well, Amazon has announced on Wednesday that it's making a move into streaming video, a space that's already filled with fierce competition. But Amazon's foray into gaming could, in fact, set it apart from its rivals. We will keep an eye on how Amazon does in that intensely competitive streaming market. Well, that's all we have time for on this week's edition of Media Week. From all the team here, thanks for your company.